What is up, guys? Lone Hawk here today, and welcome to a very important video about the Hawk Squad Open. If you are a participant, you need to watch this entire video and make sure your whole team watches this entire video. And if you want to watch the tournament, you only need to watch the first few minutes because that's when I'll be explaining the stream schedule. So let's just talk about that right away. If you're only here to know when I'm streaming, let's go over that now. I will be streaming games at 10 a.m. Central Time this Saturday. This game at 10 a.m. here. And players, don't worry, I'll explain this more in later in the video. But if you're viewing, I'll be casting this game here at 10 a.m. I'll be casting this game here at 11:15 a.m. Central Time. I'll be casting game 11 here at 12:30 Central Time. And then as far as day 2 goes, this is all day 1. Day 2, the stream schedule is game 13 at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time, game 14 at 11:15 Central Time, and game 15 at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. So that is your stream schedule, and I'll be sure to tweet it or put it somewhere else as well. Now, if you're a player or the captain of your team, make sure your whole team watches this next part because it is super important. We're going to go over everything, starting with the rules. The rules haven't changed too much. There are some things that have, however. You are in charge of setting up your games with the exception of the games that I am casting, and we'll go over that in a minute. Here's what we're going to do. The team on the top, that captain is in charge of inviting the other team. If the game doesn't happen because not everyone was invited or the captain failed to invite the other team, then that team is disqualified. So if any team is missing their players, that team is disqualified. If the captain of the team on the top, so Team Eon, Mr. Krabs, Meep, Lords, Team GG, Natural Selection, Decent Pub Team, and Team Neptune, if your captain does not set up the game and does not invite the other team by the time the game is supposed to start, and you need to be doing this 15 minutes ahead of time, you are disqualified. If any member of your team doesn't make it at the registration time, you are disqualified. And this is just the way we have to do it, guys. We don't have time to remake games or delay games because this tournament only goes 2 days. So if you do not make the time, you are disqualified. Just to reiterate, Team Eon, Mr. Krabs, Lords of Overwatch, Team GG, Natural Selection, Decent Pub Team, Team Neptune. You need to set up the game, and you need to do so according to the rules, which we'll go over in a minute. I skipped Team Meep because games that I am casting, I will set up the game, and I'll go over those in a minute. That's one of the ones I'm casting. But if you are organizing the game, here's what you need to do. You need to go into a custom game and set it to all of these settings. Mode, competitive. Map order, it's random. I picked it randomly. The map order can be found right here in the top here area here. So all of these games will be Hanamura, Ilios, Kings Row, all of these games. And then all of these games will be Route 66, Hollywood, Eichenwald. And then day 2, we'll move on to Watchpoint, Gibraltar, Numbani, and Nepal. But day 2, you don't have to worry about because I'm hosting all of those games. I will invite you all. So don't worry about day 2. Just worry about day 1. Follow this map order. If the team that is setting up the game, the captain of the team on the top, fails to set up the game properly in time or doesn't get all their players in, disqualified. I hate to do that. I would hate to see any team disqualified. So just be there on time, please. Or if you can't make it, your team can't make it, drop out. That way another team on the wait list can make it. Because I would just hate to see slots wasted because there's a lot of teams that want to play. So these are the rules you have to follow. Mode competitive, maps we just said. Hero selection limit 1 per team, high bandwidth on, disable kill cam on. You need to change all of these settings and no other settings. That's it. That's all you change. Make sure you high bandwidth needs to be on, needs to be random, best of 3 in the maps we said. And yes, so make sure these are the only settings you change and make sure you change all those settings. All right, because I don't want any complaints saying I wasn't clear enough on how to set up the games, let's do that super quick right now, exactly how you should set them up. Go to play, custom game. If you're the captain, one of the captains I said, this is your job to do, and you can add players by looking up their names through the website and inviting them via battle tag right here. Easy peasy. The settings are as follows. Come into here and change only the settings I change. Rule set, competitive, map rotation, after a mirror match. Map order, single map. Return to lobby after a mirror match. And the single map you choose will be the one you're on. So day 1, I showed you the 3 maps that you'll go through. First game, pick that first map. Second game, pick the next map. third, pick the third. The team that wins needs to screenshot victory and send me those screenshots. Obviously, the team with 2 screenshots, since it's a best of 3, will win and move on to the next round. If I'm casting your game, don't worry about the screenshots. I can see. Gameplay options come all the way down to here. High bandwidth should definitely be on. That is required. Control game format, best of 5. If it's best of, don't do best of 3. Best of 5. And disable kill cam is on. And that's it. That is everything you need to do. Do exactly that, and there will be no problems at all. Scoring will be whatever the game says. We're not going to make it any more complicated than it needs to be. As far as servers go, all on North American servers, and you are allowed 1 alternate player. So if you guys haven't known already, make sure you list your alternate player. Like if I click on team here, I know there's a way to do it. Make sure you have your alternate player listed. Like if I click on Team Mr. Krabs, you can see neither of them listed an alternate player. Nice going. Okay, so here no alternate player. Okay, so apparently not everybody listed an alternate player. If you don't have an alternate player listed before the day of, Saturday, and you need another player, you're disqualified. It's just the way we have to do it. So make sure you can edit your entry to include your alternate player. That way, in case one person can't make it, you can sub them in. Otherwise, you won't have your full team and you lose. As far as content sharing goes, I encourage you guys to record your games if you are able to. It's going to be fun. You can send me the clips afterward, and I can make a cool montage or a highlights reel of all the games. However, you're not allowed to stream the games. If you're caught streaming one of the games live, you are disqualified. I'm the only one that can stream the games because streaming the games can lead to cheating, can lead to different things, so you are not allowed to stream the games. Also, as far as spectating goes, nobody is allowed to spectate the games other than me or maybe some of other organizers in the tournament. I don't think people from Battlefy will be there. I think it'll just be me. So when you're in doubt and someone wants to spectate the game, you tell them no, unless I have said otherwise, okay? I'm the only one that can spectate the games just to keep it fair because I will be casting them. Here's how the bracket will go as far as time goes. All of these games are at 10 o'clock in the morning. I will be casting Meep and his flock versus Team Xenon. So that game I set up. You guys don't have to worry about it. These games will take place in a different time zone and a very different time, and I'll make sure to list this somewhere else as well. Games 9 and 10 here. So if you're any of these teams, beware. Games 9 and 10 will happen at 11:15 a.m. this Saturday Central Time. If you mix up your time zones and you're late, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. These are 11:15 a.m. These will take place on the same day at 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. Games 11 and 12. So these teams down here, beware of that. If you move on to the next round, your game is taking place at 12:30 for these ones and 11:15 for these ones. I'll be casting game 10 here, so you guys don't need to worry about it, and I will be casting game 11 here. So these two games, this bracket right here, and you can view this all online. I will be casting this one and this one. Day 2, let's go over the time schedule here. I'm casting all the games. If you make it to day 2, you don't have to set up a single game. I'm doing all of it. Day 2, the time schedule is similar, but not the same. Game 13 will take place. So game 13 is right here in the bracket. So if you're any of these teams, you have the possibility to go. Game 13 will take place at 10 a.m. Game 14 will take place at 11:15 a.m. Central Time, and Game 15 will take place at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And the first 3 rounds are all best of 3s with the maps set. The last game, which is a best of 5, will be picked using OverwatchDraft.com, and that is where you guys, your captain, will pick /ban different maps, and you'll go from there. And depending on the maps that are picked versus banned, that is what you'll be playing. And you'll be playing a best of 5, so that's a lot of Overwatch. It should be a lot of fun. If there are any questions you have, feel free to put them in the comments. Feel free to put them in here. I believe you can put them in announcements. I can answer your questions here as well. Media will show when the stream is live. When I go live with the stream, I believe it'll put it here. Your bracket is here, so remember, I will be updating this with times and everything, so you don't need to worry about it. Actually, times will be in overview. You'll see times all in overview. And that should be everything. Hopefully, you all are ready for this. Hopefully, it's a fun time. I'm sorry if your team didn't get to enter. I'm sorry if you're on console. I don't have Overwatch for console, so I can't really host a tournament. And most of my community is on PC, so it would be it would be unfair if I did a console tournament because A, I'm neglecting one console. There's both Xbox and PS4, and most of my community is on PC, so I'm going to cater to them. But anyway, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. Make sure to put them here, and I'll see you guys all later. Lone Hawk, out.